G'day, welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included playthrough as we continue to just survive and fade gloriously into the night. No, we're not doing too bad. Alright, so first thing to look at, thank you for pointing out that this room seems to struggle with its power, so let's have a look at the breakdown of that. So these guys seem to just flick on and off. But they're being operated with the same stuff that's operating this. That is all coming off one power point. So, can we divide that into another one? So what we could probably do is, I mean, we now know that this whole framework really have anyone sitting anywhere. What we need to do is just, I guess, build in this section. All right, so let's dig this out first. Let's take this and build up here. And then let's take this row wire, copy it, and then run it straight along the bottom there. That with it. Another thing I was thinking about. Someone suggested as well that I should look at bringing in more of the tubes. Like that I've now got enough plastic for frame of reference. Let's have a look at how much plastic I have. 7 tons of plastic. I don't have enough plastic that I could build in some more tubing for traveling. What if I built like a tubing station here? I don't need this reservoir and stuff. This is all like well and truly gone. Build a tube station here. Cut part of this room out. Go up. And then run it all the way up here. You can see the distance of this. And what if would it be feasible to make this a room? Like, could I make a room that had the rocket in it that was, I mean, obviously I'd have to build a wall or something behind it. I'm not sure if building a wall actually stops stuff going into the vacuum of space. But would that be worth doing? Yeah, there's so much regolith on that. Or some part of what's going on up here. Should I try and like do that? Basically get rid of the like just have a room that's full of oxygen as opposed to having these like having to rely on these suits for anyone heading up. Which, as we know, our oxygen is one of our big struggles. Although very good news that this guy's now full, and so that means 100% of the stuff coming up is heading for the oxygen suits. Very good news. Is anything else down this way sort of capped out? Doesn't look like it. At the point where these vents become maxed out and they sort of allow stuff to continue on, that's where I know that I've got enough oxygen in the world. Still doing really nicely too. It's overloaded because I guess this guy's sort of adding extra bits to it. That maybe I could build a third natural gas generator. Let's not go crazy. Okay, how we'd look at it. Cool, so they've done that. So the next thing that we want to do is do my old wall strategy. So we're just going to build walls out and out just to sort of make sure that the toxic air that's sitting here is pushed out of this section. And then I'll get rid of this wall so that it becomes inside my base. Then what we'll do is we will build another power transformer on there, connect it to our main line, and then cut the power connector between these guys, and then just let them have their own power transformer. There are some things that I've had running for so long that I feel like taking for granted, but like no idea of what the consequences of how close I am to running out. So say this oil here, it's like, well, I haven't checked on my oil for a while, but then you can come look down and you can go, this is why it's going to be future generations suddenly discover that they're not getting oil and discover that it's because no one's ever mentioned it for centuries and they've just always expected it to be there. Assuming that's saying that he can't, yeah, you can't reach it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say build there, and we'll build sort of like a step style so that they can get up to that point. We'll build one there too. In fact, we could probably tell them to build the whole floor. Let's do that and get rid of those two. As long as I assume they'd be able to see the corner, but who knows. Currently sitting on 19 population as well, so one more and we get the 20 people achievement. And that's where I want to sit, population-wise. If anything, I don't even really want 20 people, but make it someone gets to come and live in the sauna of this 39-degree room. This wall here should really be insulated. And I was gonna say, I suppose we could do it, but I can't because that's heavy wire, so I can't just build 2 pieces of normal wall there, then insulate these, and then get rid of that wall. Once you've been motivated to come down and build that. Okay, so the other... Who made a mess? Oh, Ashcan, you okay? Let's dig that out. There's a whole bunch there. Let's get all of that dug out. What are you doing if you're not... Oh, you're open. Let's lock that, maybe. Some nice work cleaning that up. How are we doing here? So we're at 556. Oh, let's dig that out too. We're at 556 liters there, and if we have a look at our amount remaining, 200 and things, so that'll still be well under our 900 leaves. So we're fine there. Our water's still sitting at a pretty, like, that same point. If you remember, we were looking at that black line on the top of the storage bins, so we're still holding there. Alright, great. Someone was motivated enough to get in here and do it, so we can do that, and we'll say copy, and just build that whole section there. Okay, so the other thing that we wanted to work out too is that, can we... What is our feasible route to get this guy connected to the rest of the world? So really it's here. He would have to run from... No. No. Here. From here. Got this guy that runs around him. But what we could do is rip out one of those and allow this guy to hop it. What we'll do is we'll do similar to like what I did here. And so with this section, I'll now say to deconstruct those power wires. Because now what it can do is it can cut under, and then I can have this run through here and then set that up. So that's why I did that. So similar logic, what we could do here is we could say, show me the wires again. Conductive wire and a conductive wire bridge. So let's put it, no wire, I chose to press the button I did. Oh, that's what we, yeah, so we go there and then we say conductive wire there. There, so then once that's built, we can delete that, and then we can have the heavy wire just run underneath it. Alright, great. Next part's built, so then we can say copy that. Guys are moving quick to it's done. And we can also tell them to deconstruct this wall. Fish feed is flooded. Well, the good news is there haven't been fish in there for a while either. There's so much of that that's not even polluted water. I mean, because of the way the pumping works for that. Always going to get the polluted water first. Alright, how is our build down here going? Built the new wire? Have, cool. So we can say deconstruct and make sure we're just looking at power wires, get rid of all of that. Then we can go back to power and we can say heavy watt wire. That can get to here. What we'll do is I guess if we build sort of like an underlying structure here, we might be able to get it to go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to build similar sort of like just trying to skip stuff along the top here. Like that, and then we'll cut off that bottom part. Cool. Those two. And we'll also say to build two there. We can also tell them they can deconstruct buildings in that section. And with all this extra room down here too, you would have thought that I guess the oxygen level or the carbon dioxide level will go down a little bit. Whoa. Cancel all of that. We are not building that with copper. Okay, so in this section here, I was going to say what we want to do is cut into here, but I realize it's going to release some hydrogen. I don't want... I mean, what are these wires for here? See, I don't want this guy to stop, so I don't want to do anything that's going to cause him to have to, like, momentarily cancel his movement. Alright. Let's go. Firstly, let's say cancel. And we can get rid of that whole row there of power wires. Is that not... Sorry, deconstruct. Construct that row of power wires. Then all we need to do is just get this guy to sort of come up through there. Or what we can do is we can just quickly jump this guy. So if we said, it'd be easier, take the lead, jump him there, run the cables across there. Plenty of work going on. Great. And then what we can do is we can go back to looking at our wires, and then we can say deconstruct that section there. Those two. Maybe this is more fun to do. Alright, cool. So then you can see that we've now got that space free. So then we can go heavy watt wire, him, run him, underneath all the way up to we make that. Heavy. And then we go heavy water wire there. Make that to heavy. Make that all heavy. And then we go up. We make the two of those heavy as well. And then eventually we'll just get rid of that cable in the wall once that's all built. And there we go. It definitely means that we've got the infrastructure now that we can have anything else that we build sort of much more available around the place. Alright, how are you two doing since we last checked up? Athleticism 2, you'll be there a while. Athleticism 5, you're probably at the mercy of someone else starting. Let you out to the real world. How are we done here? Good. Alright, so we can say copy to there, please. And we can say deconstruct buildings, those 4. I suppose we can look at this. Oh, so it's going up to 400, sorry. Okay, so it's only going to let another 60 through. Ignoring how much is in the pipe, because it is sort of such a small percent. 600. So if we up that by, say, what, another 150? You have a look at the star map and say these guys. Max range 1... max range 9,600, and you can see that this guy is 10,000 meters away. Does that mean that I would need twice as much? Oh no, because I assume range would actually mean that it's as far as I can go and then come back. Assume. Side note, I'm not sure I should send Meep on a mission until we've got a our 20th person, because I realize that Meep doesn't count towards the rest. No, wait, am I doing this the wrong way? I'm going to copy his settings and apply that to all of those guys, sorry. Did I kill an egg? Sorry, egg. Oh no, is that just someone hatched? Population is definitely thriving over there. Hopefully this doesn't ever reach a point where it... What's the... level that this starts to sort of like overwhelm how much space it's... Like the grams per space sort of... Gee. Oh. Germ resistance good, decor is good, cannot do doctoring errands. Also, side note, two of you are very different looking to most of the people I've got. You've got so many negatives though, we won't even worry about you. Start with a tier 2 skill, increased medicine, falls asleep periodically. Seems bad. Bossman? It's a very last name, first name sort of thing. Let's do it. 20 people. Alright, congratulations. Quinn's finally left. Gossman, you're welcome. And Catalina, you can leave. Come back in. And there you go. Okay, so no custom access for her. Okay, we can click on it to admire it briefly. That one there, I feel like, again, that trying to reduce the Kelvin. Okay, why have we got nothing in here? Talk to me about our oxygen situation. It's not oxygen. Is it just genuinely, it's just so slow a process that we don't have enough oxygen getting over there? It's definitely a problem. And I wonder if with this section here, what I should do is have this... I'm not sure if this is something I had set up before anyway. That I have this tube here jump onto this one. So that this then will also join here. Get rid of all of this, and then instead sort of cut it into this point, and then anything going north then starts with this. It comes in earlier here. It means that 50% of all oxygen being produced from anywhere, I mean, with the exception of these tiny bits that are all done, would go through and have a chance of hitting that. Again, some of these rooms, you would just hope that the oxygen is sort of close to maximum. Also, if that's 1,000 that's sitting there, the oxygen out there's a lot weaker. This being at about 5,000, it's got to be massive. Okay, back to our task at hand down here. Let's build the last two of those. Let's deconstruct 2 of those. Then let's take a power transformer, copy him, and we'll put him... we want the plug on that side. Him there. Then copy that and put him across there. And then we will take... Well, I don't want to deconstruct the wire bridge too soon, so maybe let's go conductive straight up. We'll keep an eye on him though. I suppose that's turning off and on so often, we may as well just do it. Deconstruct that. Okay, I'll turn off brief period. That's the priority on these. And done. Oh, is that whole thing overloaded now? Because there's more power on it than... Was it because of this? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, conductive wire, emergency deconstruct. Power wire in there. Other one. It's conductive wire. Conductive wire. That's right. It's the same one. No. Should be able to see him. Deconstruct that guy and that guy. Conductive wire. Emergency, and hopefully you just figure it out that the other one's an emergency as well. Well, there we go. Done. Okay, so does that make all of that happier? It does. Cool. So no longer overloading. This stuff over here is overloading a little bit. Again, I could probably just, when they're strained, I could give them their own separate one too. Great, we've got those guys and they should now have their own one. Be less upset. And I assume that we could probably get this guy connected to that network as well. We don't need it to though, they can wait for it to open. And then we will just deconstruct those 2 pieces of wall. Alright, so that should finally have us done with the... Right, that guy made a mess and then messed all that way. Still, these guys are all without oxygen. It's amazing too, because I added so much more... I added 2 more points of oxygen coming in. It's still not enough. I'm not even sure if it is worth adding more in here because you can see that this section here is almost jam-packed, that these occasionally stop. But I don't want to cause a jam here just from the amount that it can actually pass through the tubes. I mean, all of them except that one. It's no oxygen. It's not even low oxygen. It's no oxygen. I mean, because I only get 1 in every 9. I'll actually come to them. I dream the day that they are. Now, why are all these guys looking... They're all hungry? Why are we all hungry? They're not an amount of food available? Vitals. Vitals is what we want. Eaten today. Fullness. Who's hungry? So that's all unbreathable gas too. Section. Is there carbon dioxide building up in here? Maybe we need to put an airflow block there. Here. Now, what I think as well is I could go back to, now we've hit the 20 mark, I would say that I can assign Meep to that, because then it, like, Meep gets removed from my people, so I assume he can just sort of sit in there. Unreachable storage. $700 kilos. Oh, is it because of this? Let's dig out our big problems again. I can always trust Ellie to be there to get digging done. Nice work, guys. Alright, where's Meep? I think there's a few places where people are just sort of... Oh no, he's our slime lung buddy. You guys all just hanging out, wondering how the new guy's hazing is going. Still haven't landed eyes on Meep. It's just started his... There we go, so 19, so Meep's in the... here now. Launch rocket. So we can select this. If I just hit launch... Well, okay, firstly, I assume the next thing we have to do is have someone come up and flick that. Or is it just me that does it? Now, I hope that he's not going to run into those bunker doors. But the edges of that are considered... like it is considered just one large bunker. But I'll tell you, this is the least confidence I've had in anything. The fact that it all fell through suggests it's all good. I almost want to save, but I also like the idea of no turning back on anything. sort of the same. Can't launch him yet. What do I need? Range. Storage. This is complete. Launch rocket. Why can't I yet launch the rocket? If I can rename him. Storage. Alright, well maybe someone let me know. It's also cool that the Switch, I get to control the Switch. Power that means that I have, that I can sort of just mess with them. So I'll just close that again for now. And I guess let me know, what am I missing? I can see those two are ticked. Passengers 1, modules 3. But that doesn't seem to be like having that ticked off. Is it to do with something being blocked? You can see the things are coming in too, so we yeah. Last second before it got shut, someone snuck through. Yeah, let me know, what am I missing with my rocket? I'm eager to get my my rocket going. Probably a few other guys that have come out a bit early on this, but I'd imagine that just the fact that they're still running around doing things, they'll have gained extra athleticism. It'll only be if I see someone walking around incredibly slowly that will say, "Well, hang on, let's get you in there." It's starting to fill up a little bit. And this is starting to go down the tiniest little bit too. Tiniest little bit. How are we looking on our plumbing on this section too? That is all still very full, which is good. Which means that's currently open. We can see that this guy's more open than those two, so that's good that it means it must be sort of passing through it. Alright, so I'd say we're pretty much to the end there. So I guess the big questions here. Number one, should I build a third natural gas generator? What do we think? Worth the effort. Number two, how do I fire that rocket? What am I missing? And number three, I'm open to suggestions on what I should do for this my Atmosuit dock here. I realize I've got a lot of docks, and I could potentially just cut a few of them, but I do like having the amount that I've got, and I guess those back ones do occasionally get used. And even if they weren't getting used, then you would assume that they would stop asking for oxygen too. Is it that I should just cut this again and just give that back to 100%? Maybe that's it. Anyway, let's hear your thoughts. As always, any questions or comments of any other kind, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later.